Having a brand that you're able to kind of tell a story, build a relationship, I think that's better than just keep on trying to sell and ask people for business. But a good quote to remember is that like people don't buy your goods and services. They buy into the relationship, the story, the emotion, and every single little interaction that they have with your business should leave them wanting more.
Hey guys, it's Lynn Podetti here, helping you to achieve time freedom so you have more time for self, family, business, and life. Now in this video, you're going to meet Annie Phosavanh, who is my marketing manager and also a good friend and travel blogger at Instagram, Annie's Bucket List. Now she works at Outsourcing Angel, my company where we help companies hire virtual assistants who are not task-based but decision makers. Now in this particular video, I asked her about what marketing strategies to focus on or to work on if you're new, if you're a beginner, or you may have limited budget. So here as Annie shares her experience as she's worked for many famous and well-known companies like Havaianas, Nude by Nature, etc. So listen as she shares all her tips here. Hi everybody. Today I have my special friend and marketing manager at Outsourcing Angel named Annie Nguyen to come here to, not Nguyen anymore, sorry, she's got a Cambodian surname now and I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it yet. She'll introduce herself properly. And she's here to talk about marketing because she's a brainchild behind not just what to do in marketing, but how to structure it so you're always proactively doing your marketing rather than reactive. So welcome, Annie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And how do you pronounce your surname?
So you know, like in Vietnamese, we have the soup like pho.
Yeah.
And then the number 7. Yes. So just pho 7, Phosavanh.
Oh, Phosavanh. Phosavanh. Oh, okay. That's so much easier.
Will, my husband, he had his like email address as William Pho, like, and the number 7 for ages. And I didn't know what it was until I realized that's how you pronounce the surname.
Ah, yes.
So that makes it easier to remember.
There's something about you as well, when we're talking about that, it's you being able to break down something that's so broad into kind of more structure for me. So before you came in, I kind of knew everything about marketing, but my brain was everywhere. I didn't have a plan. It was always reactive. And then you came in and you sorted it out. So love to hear your thoughts on when you came in working with me in marketing. What did you see? You know, what was your perspective?
Well, you know how I am, like even in the house, I have to have everything like very thought out, methodical, even like, you know, what food I'm going to cook during the week. I have to write down like a plan and like buy those exact groceries and make sure I use up everything. So when I first started working at Outsourcing Angel, like we have our huddles where like all the management and admin staff, we talk about everything that we're doing during the week. And I remember the first time we had that huddle, I was like, man, there are just so many ideas. So many people are doing so many things at once. But because everyone was so busy like working on things, they weren't really like working in things. They weren't really working on things. And they were just stuck doing like whatever task that they could pick up to keep themselves busy instead of thinking strategically, how does this add to the bottom line? And does the marketing also help the sales team? And does the marketing also help like operations, vice versa? So I felt like everyone had great intentions and great ideas, but they're all busy working in their department, whereas really everyone should be working together, including marketing, towards the same strategy. So we're telling the same stories and resources are being used in the right way. Yeah, I think my first impression was there's a lot going on. Everyone's working on something, but it's all segregated and we needed to work more harmoniously together to tell a story together because Outsourcing Angel had a great purpose, but whether or not that was being communicated well, it needed improvement. So that was my first impression.
Yeah, you raise a good point because we always had ideas and then we implement everything, we try everything. Whereas you would go, how does that fit in with that? And why are we doing that when this is already working? We should double down on certain strategy too, right? So I guess, can you elaborate on, you know, because I think most people fall into that trap of like trying different marketing strategy, tactics, I would say.
Yeah, so a good example was like when I first came in and you were saying, you know, we're not really doing like anything on Instagram properly. We should be on Instagram. We should be doing this. We should be doing that. And to start with, it was like, all right, let's set up the Instagram properly. And then the marketing team were trying to split their time between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and just trying to be the jack of all trades, but the master of nothing. And then after a few months of running it, we realized, okay, well, Instagram is great because it gives people an overview of your brand. And like when people go to your profile, Lynn, it's good for them to get a gist of who you are and what you do, and you're a real person, and that we're active on there just because we exist. But our leads were really coming from like LinkedIn lead generation and you building connections on LinkedIn. We had some people come to our Facebook and send Facebook messages, but really I think people were coming to our Facebook to look at our reviews and the type of content we put online to see if they hire a VA with us, if they could do the same thing. So then we started looking at how are people using each of these platforms to connect with us, and then we allocated resources accordingly. So we spent more time on LinkedIn lead generation because that's when we were getting really good leads and building great relationships, and it actually resulted into clients. The YouTube, we were actually getting leads from that. So the marketing team started working closer with sales, and when a lead would come through, we'd ask, how'd you find us? And we found that people were coming through YouTube. So we started doing more YouTube content. And then Facebook and Instagram content was kind of secondary because the YouTube content comes first. And we put all the punchy information there, and we're telling people in the YouTube video, make sure you download this, building landing pages for it. And then we're sharing that on Instagram and Facebook because they're kind of secondary just to increase our reach. But it's not like we need all of our marketing to be focused on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and everything with the same importance. So yeah, it was looking at how our audience interacted with each of the different channels, and with the resources we have, how do we split that so it's more focused. If we had all the money in the world, of course, I'd have like 20 people looking after Instagram, 20 people looking after Facebook, but it's not like that. So you have to really look at things strategically.
Well, I'd love to hear about a bit of your background because you used to work for bigger companies. How did they do their marketing? What can small businesses learn from them?
Yeah, so 10 years ago, I think it was like more than 10 years ago, was when I started working in marketing. I worked at a marketing agency, which is where I met you, Lynn. Mm-hmm. But back then I was just an account manager. So I helped businesses, big and small, figure out what their marketing strategy was, and then hire an SEO manager or an AdWords manager, and then help them with their strategy. And then eventually I moved on to work internally. So I was the marketing manager for Havaianas. So, you know, the flip-flops.
Sandals, yeah, flip-flops.
Wait, if you say thongs and there's like an American person watching this, they're going to think something else. So you have to say flip-flops. So marketing manager for Havaianas, and then I was also a marketing manager at a cosmetics company, a well-known cosmetics company in Australia. Eventually, because I wanted to work with a charity and help people, I moved over to Guide Dogs Australia. And now obviously I work for you. But that means that I've had experience working for a cosmetics company in Australia, a flip-flops company that's international, and then a charity that's like kind of government owned. So it's all very different experiences. So working for a bigger company, they had a lot of resources, but obviously big companies have like a board of directors. There's a lot of things that are like red tapes that I couldn't do and get more creative about it. But because we had more budget, there was basically 2 marketing budgets that I could have. One was just a branding marketing budget. So I had this huge amount of budget just to splash it on like YouTube ads, and all I cared about was the reach and the views. I didn't care about conversions because that was just the branding bucket. And that's the advantage of working for a big company. Whereas working for a smaller company, it's like, okay, this is our budget and we have to see what is the return on investment for every dollar that we spend. Yeah. So you didn't have that branding marketing budget. I think that's the biggest difference.
So right. So would you say as part of social media now, like when we're creating content, that is in a way branding part where, you know, because it takes a bit of time to nurture, like, you know, you might create a whole month worth of content and to get a few leads or something, but that's kind of kill 2 birds with one stone, right? Branding and conversion.
Yeah, I think the great thing about Outsourcing Angel is that we always want to give value. So our brand strategy is kind of like give value, give value, give value, and we get business. Whereas other companies, they're just trying to sell, ask for your business. So having a brand that you're able to kind of tell a story, build a relationship, I think that's better than just keep on trying to sell and ask people for business. But a good quote to remember is that like people don't buy your goods and services. They buy into the relationship, the story, the emotion, and every single little interaction that they have with your business should leave them wanting more and like feeling happy and feeling good. So even if they like pass through our website and ask a question, like a simple question, hey, just wondering, where are your VAs from? You know, and like our salesperson should be able to tell them that information, but also give them value. Like, by the way, I know you didn't, maybe you didn't see this, but I'd love to give you like a free ebook that we just made, and let me know if there's anything else you need. If it's Christmas time, we'll be like, hey, it's been a while, like Merry Christmas, want to send you all our love. And sometimes you do a little video as well, and you're like, oh, I heard that you came through from Outsourcing Angel, I'm the CEO, I just want to say hi. And all of those things kind of tell a story and make people feel like, oh, if I'm in these guys' hands, I'm in good hands, you know?
Yes, you make a really good point, because people might think marketing is just Instagram, LinkedIn, social media, but marketing is so many touch points within the whole client experience, right? Like you mentioned, when they inquire, it's like, how are you marketing? What does your website look like, and what is the message? And then once they become a client, like even I am part of the marketing, where I want to send that welcome video and, hey, how are you going? That is still marketing. It might not look like in the form of social media, but unless you put your mind in that, like, how do I make the client feel so special in every way, then that is marketing, would you say?
Yeah, and the thing that we've done recently at Outsourcing Angel is like working closely with other departments. So part of marketing is like emails, so email automations. And in our email automations, when somebody downloads an ebook or a lead magnet from us, previously it was just a message from Outsourcing Angel, like, thank you for downloading this, like, by the way, here's a cool video you want to watch. But because the marketing team's working closer to sales, like Heidi, our like salesperson, she's like the face of sales, right? So we've decided, you know what, it's time to introduce Heidi early into that process. So even if they just download our ebook, the thank you email should be from Heidi. Like, hey, whoever's downloaded this, my name's Heidi. I'm the outsourcing specialist here. Just letting you know that I'm here if you need any help. And there's like a personalized little picture of her, like pointing to a whiteboard with like tips. So marketing isn't just marketing, it's also like sales, and every interaction that you have, you need to kind of list out all of those touch points and see how you can improve them, because there's no point spending all your time and effort on making your website, your social media look beautiful and attracting them, and then they come in and they have a kind of a crappy experience, or like not a memorable experience. They'd rather go with somebody else who maybe their brand, it looks okay, but then when they are actually starting to talk to people, they have that feeling of, I trust these people right away.
Yeah, and that's what I'm teaching our students at Productize Kit right now, is that don't worry too much about marketing and trying to get more clients. When you first need to work out, what are you selling, how are you adding value, and then test it on clients, and then fine tune it so that it's so perfect and so good that when you feel like you're really ready, then you worry about marketing, right? Because the last thing you want is 100 clients coming in and you can't serve any of them well, and then you screw up your whole business, right?
Yeah, it's like that leaky bucket theory. Like, make sure that your bucket has like everything is sealed and ready. Otherwise, you're going to bring in all these leads. It's going to be all this water into the bucket, and then if it's a leaky bucket, it's going to be put to waste anyway. So make sure your bucket is good. So kind of work from, I think it's maybe like working from the inside out. Like once they're inside, how are they feeling? Are they being looked after? And then start making sure everything from the outside matches. But if you want to start, then it's from the inside out.
Cool. Let's just say if you had to map it from the inside out, what would from the inside step look like in terms of, because right now people are like, I want to learn more marketing. Like, what should I learn? And there's so much to learn, right? From LinkedIn, Instagram, and all that stuff too. But I wanted to teach people or help them to prioritize what to get right first. So we already mentioned that the kind of fulfilling of the service, getting the project right. What would you say the next thing is?
So the marketing doesn't end at just getting people through the door. It's what happens when they, like, after they've come through and how they're being nurtured through it, and how is it going to encourage them to like refer their friends and refer other people. So this probably doesn't apply for everyone, but you know, at Outsourcing Angel, we started our affiliate partner program. We're trying to get people really involved with like I would try to get our clients more involved by creating like a hub for them with all of our resources there, like all of our ebooks, all of our downloads, and we're always trying to add value. So we're really trying to think like, what else can we do beyond just giving them what they ask for? And I think that's really important to us. Yeah, every business is different. I can't say like every person should try and start to build a client portal or like a affiliate partnership program or whatever it is. But yeah, you kind of have to.
Is like, let's just say we've got the client, we've served them well. Would you say the next step is creating like a lead magnet and opt-in campaign, like learn to do lead magnets and create landing pages as the next step? And then having that, then you would then choose one of the channels. Because I'm just trying to think, imagine you're starting a business from scratch and you're new and you don't have all the money in the world. You also don't have all the time in the world. What would you do in a reverse order to make sure that you just prioritize the right thing? That's a hard question, I know.
Yeah, it's a hard question. Like something that was like a big revelation for us this year as well was we were looking at what our competitors were doing, and we realized like a lot of them were just surface level, like trying to say like, oh, we have the best VAs and we can give you the best price, and everyone was trying to cut each other on price and say that they can offer every VA for every single task. And we were like, our message, it's not hugely different, but we want to show like our heart and souls. So what we did was like highlight more of our VAs, show that they're real people. We interviewed them, use that as content, put that on our website so that people can scroll through their profile, see their experience, see the examples of their work. So I think just building that portfolio for your business to say, look, this is like real work that we do, and these are the real people who work on your things, and they have families, they have a story, and they have personality. And this is like, yeah, if you could showcase that, I think it's really helpful, because people, especially if you're from a service business, your clients want to know who's working on their business. Yeah, I think showcasing those things can make you really unique.
You answered it really well, because the next step is like, now that a lot of the new startups might have worked with a few clients, it's now showcasing those examples and testimonials, improve your current website, and so that when people come in, they're not like, oh no, you don't look credible enough, or I don't understand what you're doing. But you do that as a priority first, so that even if you're talking to someone and you tell them about it, they can check, oh, I want to buy it. Or even getting into learning to do Instagram and market and that, because to me, even that at that stage is when you're ready to scale, would you say?
Yeah, and if you just want to have Instagram and Facebook for the sake of having an account and sharing whatever content, it's still not going to work for you. So if you do want real content, then get real content, like show the real work that you're doing for clients. Ask your clients, hey, can I interview you for like a little video, and then share that video on your platforms, turn it into a YouTube video, like what you do. Like you interview some of our clients as well, and you do collaborative videos with them. So the last video you did was like how to like work with the like LinkedIn virtual assistant, and you're talking about LinkedIn tips with one of our like marketing agency clients. So yeah, if you can get your clients involved in that, that's great. Otherwise, if you can get your staff involved, then you can showcase like the heart of your business, and that'll make you more memorable. But if you can, like if you have time on top of that, then definitely building those lead magnets. So having any free things that you can give out that would add value to people is good, because they're going to use that template, that ebook, or that worksheet that you put together, and they'll remember you for it. They might go back to your website for more. They might share it to other people. It has your branding on it. And those things are like evergreen content. It's always going to live there. So yeah, those two things work really well together. Just having that value adding content that you can give away for free, and also having the content that showcases you as a real person, real business, real people as your staff.
Love that. Let's end this video with, what are the mistakes that you see people do on social media?
Yeah, I mean, besides the obvious, like people not knowing how to optimize their content and use it properly, there's also people that just try and overuse everything. So I think if you exist on a platform, just make sure that it's quality over quantity all the time. Like there's no point sharing one post a day, but those posts aren't really value adding and people aren't going to follow you for it. It's better to have like those 2 or 3 posts in the week that are actually like giving people a memorable impression of you. So it's always quality over quantity. I think in the past as well, we were so focused on pumping out all of these like things to give away for free, like, oh, here's a worksheet, here's a template. But there were like stock standard things that you can get from anywhere. And now we know every time we create something, we're like, hey, this is what we use internally at Outsourcing Angel. And this is a tip that you wouldn't get anywhere else, so that people actually relate it to us and it's not just the stock standard thing that they can get from anywhere. So yeah, quality over quantity. That's the main thing. A lot of people think it's the other way around and just try and exist on every platform all the time, all day. But it's not.
Totally. Like it took me a long time to get that. And I think the mistake is people just not getting onto too many platforms at once and not knowing how to use any of them well. But I would say if I could do it all again, I just do really well on one platform, get so used to that it's like riding a bike. You can ride without even thinking about it, and then getting onto the next platform, that priority.
Yeah, if your business is doing well on LinkedIn, don't be sad because you're not getting Instagram followers that week, like think about where the quality actually is for you and where the leads are. And those other platforms might be secondary. They might help you get your message out there, but they might not be your primary. So yeah, need to prioritize your platforms.
Thank you so much, Annie. I learned so much, and I'm sure whoever's watching this well. Now, if you're watching this and you're curious about how to get mentored with growing your business or improving your marketing, then check out productizekit.com. And of course, if you're a client of Outsourcing Angel, then you get to work with people like Annie, who will be there to assist you then if you have any marketing help. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. I hope that you've gained a few advice and insights from Annie right there. Now, my favorite part is that I wish that I did take Annie's advice, which is to start slow, to do one channel at a time rather than dabbling into so many different channels and then not doing well in any of them. And I'd love to hear in the comments below, what was your favorite advice from Annie? Now, if you want direct help from me for your particular business, I would like to invite you to join Productize Kit, my mentoring program, which you can see in the description below. But otherwise, if you love some more content about how to grow your business, then there's more videos here for you to watch. And then I'll see you soon.